So this is my first real video. So I want to tell you 10 things about me, but I also want to get ready for the day. Um, Taking my boy to a basketball game, USC versus Missouri, and probably gonna see some of my students there with their parents. So try to look a little bit presentable. Um, I'm Regina, of course. So consider this like a get ready with me because I'm gonna get ready. It's not a makeup tutorial because I don't do this well yet. Um, so who am I? Well, first of all, I'm Camaro's girlfriend. We've been together for a few years. And outside of that, I'm also my kid's mom. That would be number two. All six of them. I'm gonna start with my cleanser because I just woke up. So I use a foaming cleanser because it's really the only thing that's ever really worked for my skin. I usually don't wash my face like this sitting down. I usually wash it in the shower, but nobody ever talks about what well, the pre-steps. For me, my skin was very challenging for me to deal with when I was growing up. I've already washed it one time, washing it again. I had really naughty skin, broke out all the time, and nobody ever really showed me how to take care of my skin. So I was in my 30s before I really knew how to take care of it. I didn't moisturize until I was 30. I currently use this Neogen Green Tea Foaming Facial Cleanser from Sephora, and I love it. And I follow it with my current moisturizer, which is the Youth to People Kale Spinach and Green Tea Hyaluronic Acid Superfood Air Whip Moisture Cream, which I have been using Beliefs Aqua Bomb for years, and I didn't think there's anything wrong with it. I just wanted to see what else there was out there. This is the most boring part, I think, or maybe the best part. I think my skin tends to be oily. You can see all the little spots from where I had bumps growing up, but no new ones. And so since it was oily, I never knew I had to moisturize. And like I said, I didn't have anybody to teach me how to do those things. So anyway, yeah. Number one, Camaro's girlfriend. Number two, mom of the squad, my whole squad. Number three, which some people think is the most interesting thing about me, but I don't think it's the most interesting. I think it's important. I am a teacher. I teach 4th grade. It's the best grade. I started teaching. I got my degree. I finished my bachelor's in 2010, which was right after the recession. I used to work for Blue Cross Blue Shield. I got laid off, so I went back to school to finish my degree. And this is Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, because I always use a primer, even though I always use a primer. My skin's really sensitive, it breaks out all the time, so I always prime. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way, and no one's ever told me how much to use. I always figure the more the better. My skin's not super smooth to me, so I like to make sure I'm giving it the best possible foundation, but not let it in these huge pores. Anyway, I got my bachelor's late. I already had 4 kids. I had worked several jobs, lived a few places, been through some things, and finally went back and got my degree because I lost my job. No. I was debating whether I was going to use this BB cream today, but no, my skin, there's less sun in the winter, so my skin gets a little lighter in the winter, so I have to change my foundation. I'm just going to rub that in. Almost like a concealer. So we're going to use this BB cream as a concealer. It's really my winter color. It is the Maybelline Pure Dream 8-in-1 Beauty Balm. And it just really, for me, most of the year is a great concealer. really put everything that I used in a pile so I can tell you what it is in case you, for some reason, want to follow after what I do. Which I don't suggest you do. I'm not one of these makeup people. I'm just a regular person. Alright, 6 kids. My oldest just turned 18. My baby girl is 5 months old today. Teacher, taught 4th grade. I used to teach at a different school. I don't like to say its name because I had a really negative experience there, and I didn't want to be a teacher anymore. It was right when the recession was coming down, and I thought I had picked a recession-proof career, but in fact, teaching is not a recession-proof career. I use Revlon Color Stay for combination oily skin. Looking for my beauty blender because that's the easiest way for me to apply it. I need a new beauty blender. This one is gross. You'll see. I had a really negative experience. It wasn't the teachers. I don't like to blame the children because kids are kids. It wasn't even all the administration. It was the principal. And so I think it's best to let that go. She retired after I left, but it's a really negative experience. So maybe one day I'll talk about that, but it's a really awkward topic for me. But I taught with some of the best teachers in my district at that school, and they were really there for the kids. They really were. After that, like I said, I didn't want to teach anymore. I did not apply for. She didn't renew my contract. She didn't recommend me to get renewed, and I didn't want her to because I really thought it wasn't for me. I thought I wasted all my education trying to be something I couldn't be. And I subbed, but I had a certificate, so I was like, I'm a sub, and I subbed at other schools, and it was really, really different at other schools. And so I subbed at a school that one of my best friends, one of the girls who was in my wedding, was at. I subbed there a lot because she always called me to sub because she was my friend. And so I had fun. It was fun. It was exciting. I got to know the kids. So I started subbing there a lot. And so then the following year, they almost offered me a position. But again, this is post-recession. And even though I live in a state that doesn't have unions, it does have some protections for teachers, especially if you've been a teacher for a long time. So they ended up having a surplus teacher who needed a position, and the district moved the surplus teacher into the position that I had interviewed for, which was disappointing. But the surplus teacher wasn't great, and she ended up falling down in the parking lot. It's none of my business why she fell or what she had consumed prior to falling, but it was a big thing. And so they needed a long-term sub. And so I decided to take that position. This was back in 2012, I think. No, yeah, it was 2012. And it was good because my youngest, my last child with my ex-husband, oh yeah, I used to be married. I don't think that's interesting, so I didn't put it on my list of things about me. Was a little kid. So subbing was great because I worked when I needed to, not work when I didn't. But I loved the school. So the next year, there was a position open because the entire 4th grade ended up leaving. One teacher retired. It was her time. Another one left to become a millionaire doing something else. And the last one went to a different school. So I became part of that 4th grade team. So it ended up with a brand new teacher, a long-term sub in me. And it was a challenging year, but I loved my kids. And I had so much fun. I really loved it. Since I was the only one who had already been at the school, even though I had not very much experience, I ended up being the team leader for 4th grade. And I've been team leader of 4th grade ever since. So I think this is my 6th year in that position. And I really appreciate my school for, giving me the opportunity and teaching me to love teaching again and all that good stuff. Where's my list? We're going to move on for teaching because I could talk about that all day. My favorite color is green. I always think that's interesting because I really, really, really like green. I always highlight my eyebrows a little bit. I don't have very much eyebrow, so just a little, and then I draw them in, and then I go back and fill them in, and then I'm going to highlight them again because they're important to me. They have value. Anyway, green is my favorite color. When I was young, girl, like a teenager, preteen, tween, it was purple. So my mom painted my room lavender with like, and then she got like this border that was like floral and green, which I'm not like a super girly girl, like pink and all that. Wore makeup all my life and wear heels all the time. It's not who I am. So I loved it. I had the comforter and stuff to match. And that was that. So green is my favorite color. I also like purple. I like green because it's the color of life. I like purple because it's pretty. I also kind of like blue. I don't love pink. I'm trying to, but the color I wear the most is gray. And I'm trying not to wear gray every day, but it's really hard for me. I really like gray. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Speaking of colors, we could talk about my picky eating. I am the pickiest eater I know that doesn't have food allergies. I don't have any food allergies I know of. I just don't like a lot of things that other people like. I like peanut butter. I don't eat peanut butter. I don't eat hot dogs. I think they're gross. I eat sausage. I just don't eat hot dogs. I don't drink milk. I haven't drank milk since I was about 6. I got school early one day and they rolled the milk thing out, the little cooler where you picked your milk up. It wasn't plugged up and the milk was warm. And I was like, ew. And it's okay that I don't like milk because I'm lactose intolerant. I do love ice cream, but I don't eat chocolate ice cream. I like chocolate anyway except for ice cream. I don't like caramel or nougat. I love coconut. I love most nuts, just not cashews. I think cashews have a weird, they feel weird in your mouth when you eat them. Like after you, anyway, I don't like them. But the rest of the nuts I love, except especially hazelnuts. They're the best. I'm trying to see if my eyebrows are straight. Okay. So that was a Sephora eyebrow pencil because it's the second best. You know, the best, of course, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. But this one's almost half the price, and I love it. Not as much as I love Anastasia. Then I use the Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder, and I lost the little spoolie end of it. I'm going to darken them a little more. Whenever I tell myself I've done enough, I always do a little extra. I feel like this side is now enough. Because my eyebrows are very, very faint. I don't conceal around my brows because I think it looks less natural. But I do try to brush them out a little bit so that they don't look like they're just painted on like they are. Alright. So, I also don't eat things that are blue. It's not natural. The only thing blue in nature is poison dart frogs and other things that you shouldn't eat. So I kind of have a natural aversion to things that are blue. I do eat blueberries because they are purple. Please don't come talking about they're blue because they're not. They're purple. I have some fur babies. We have a dog named Chloe and a cat named Craig. I never wanted any of these animals. But my sweetie brought them here and my children love them. I haven't decided what I'm doing with my eyes yet. I'm thinking about what I'm wearing. I'm probably going to go with my favorite go-to palette, which is the Smashbox Ablaze palette, which I bought on a whim and I love. As you can see, it's gotten a lot of use. The mirror's gross. You can see the pots under a couple of them. One of them is gone, and that's because my daughter borrowed it for dance and broke it. But it's eyeshadow. It's not that serious. My we can go back to the kids for a second. I know I said my oldest is 18, a boy. The next one is 16, a girl. That's the one who broke my palette. Then I have a 13-year-old girl, a 10-year-old boy, and a 6-year-old girl. Then I got divorced. Then I had a new baby last year. She is very sweet. We love her very much. Um, Here's a fun fact. When I was a kid, we used to take a standardized test called BSAP. If you live in South Carolina and you grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, you know what BSAP is. Basic skills assessment. I don't know what the P is for. By the time I started teaching, they didn't do BSAP anymore. It's like a rose gold kind of color. Here comes one of my babies now. Hey, Maya. Anyway, part of BSAP was a writing test, and you had to write, one year you had to write what you wanted to be when you grew up, and what I wanted to be was a farmer. And I wanted to have 8 kids. I got pretty close in hindsight. I guess it was really in my mind that I wanted all of them babies. But I love them, and I love being their mom. I love cooking. What do I cook the best? Probably, my favorite thing to cook currently is curry. I love cooking curry. We make curry chicken a lot because chicken is cheap and we got a lot of people to feed. But I'm experimenting with other curries. So I made curry shrimp. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I'm just making it up as I go. Curry shrimp. And I this past week, made a vegan curry with, I think there's some on my contact, with chickpeas and potatoes. And it was so good. I watched a lot of cooking videos on YouTube. And that was a delicious curry. I really enjoyed it. Ooh. I love eyeliner, but I'm not very good at it yet. So I struggle every time I blend a little bit. I struggle when it comes to blending my eyes, but I really try to do a good job. Most time it turns out okay-ish. Interesting thing, I think that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go with Sagittarius, and I think that's fascinating. It's a great sign to be. If you can't be one, get you one. We're the best. I really like this Morphe by Jaclyn Hill Dark Magic palette. For a not makeup person, I probably have a fairly large amount of makeup, which I like to wear when I'm going somewhere. When I go to work, I usually just wear eyeshadow and lipstick. I don't bother with my skin because I like to get to work very, very early. School, I have to be there at 7:15, so I usually get there between 6:30 and 6:45. So I can really have time to get myself together. I need to cut my computer on. I might need to make new copies. I might want to pass something out so it's already on their desk when they walk in. So I get there really early. I'm an early bird. Not the earliest one. There are people who be there right when the doors open. But that ain't me. I'm also trying to be a better planner. In my life, have lacked a lot of stability. I grew up with a lot of instability, and so sometimes I struggle with planning ahead. But one thing I'm gonna start doing is staying at school till my lesson plans are planned on Fridays, and I did that. So now I feel great because it's Saturday, and I do not have lesson plans hanging on my head. I have nothing to do for work this week, and I made copies already. And it seems like it's very simple. Do it before you leave, Regina. And you don't have to worry about it all weekend. You can just be mom. And that's true. Elf liner. Because that's what I use. I'm not good at wings yet, so, there's nothing fancy going on here. Yeah. I think that I don't have time to devote more than like 20 minutes to getting ready on a semi-nice day, 30 minutes on a special occasion. I can't spend, an hour for the mirror and all that good stuff. I think that maybe one thing I might left out, how old I am. I know you heard it. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I am definitely an 80s baby. I am very close to 40. I'm going to brush this powder on very lightly. I get a little darker in my eyes sometimes. And this works for me. I am 37. I just turned 37 last month. So I'm leaning up against 40 real hard. This doesn't bother me. I'm excited about getting older. It's better than the option. I probably say too much when I watch this video. I'll probably find that out. I like to highlight with this Color Pop. I like to use things that are really inexpensive because I'm not a rich person. I'm a teacher. I don't make a ton of money. We do all right, but you know. Color Pop. Oh, that's a lot of highlighter. I actually love highlighter a little bit. But very low. That's super streaky. Come on, don't streak up. And then finally, lipstick. And today, I'm taking my son out. And if I'm taking my kids, I like to look like a grown-up. So I wear red lipstick. This is e.l.f.'s Ruby Red. Yes, baby?
Later, can I play outside?
Most likely, unless it's really cold today. And it might be really cold, because it was cold yesterday. I think it was in the 30s this morning.
I don't think it was. Did I check how cold it is? I checked how cold it is.
Let me get a Q-tip.
I'll check how cold it is.
I hope I didn't show you my buns. I told you I'm not good at eyeliner. Anyway, I was just gonna stay out people's faces today because my eyeliner's wonky. Anyway, that's me. Everyday look. Gonna throw some earrings. I should have lined my lips, but I didn't. So, oh well. I sprayed with a little bit of Smashbox setting. Well, primer water. And that's me.